So this is my view on the moon, right? So boom, hold up. Alright, so boom. When you talk about negative charges and positive charges and balance charges, which is neurons, I mean the neutrons, right? The protons, right, is your positive charge. Your electrons is your negative charge. So dealing with me, I know the sun charged me up, and at night, in the nighttime, it repairs like a plant. Just like, say if you was trying to germinate seeds, right? Or like, say if you want that cell, right? You cover it up with moisture, right? And put it in darkness so it can root out faster. Then when you put it in the ground, you give it sunlight, right? And then it does its cycles with the uh the day schedule. So boom, as I was looking at the sun, I mean I was looking at the moon one night, right? And I saw it had like I was looking at the moon with my camera, my iPhone, and it was looking like it had like plasma energy going around it, right? Let me see if it's on this video. Oh yeah, it is on this video. So boom, peep game. See, that's the moon and my camera lens. When I was looking at the moon with my two eyes, it looked like a gray moon, a big gray moon, or how it looks when you look at the moon. So when I was looking at it through my phone view, you see the plasma around it? When I was looking at it through my phone view and looked at it with my two eyes, now the moon actually looked like a simulation. And I've been hearing that for a while, but this is how I can see how it is. And when you look at the black moon, or the black sun and the yellow sun, or the black moon and the yellow moon, or the bright moon, or whatever, all the different shapes of it are crescents. Like, you know how they got the full circle picture of the moon, and then they got the crescent looking picture of the sun. I mean, the full picture of the sun, the crescent of the sun. It's the same thing with the moon. So when people be wondering, right? So when people are wondering what's on that back side of the moon, right? It's another planet that's already always been there, Nibiru, right? Nibiru, right? Now, Nibiru system is fully inside of ours, right? And then we're getting the Trinity from Sirius because it's lining up how it's going to line up below. The grid is changing, so that cross is going to turn into an X, which is what the uh, which is what the UK symbol is about. Reason why they have South Georgia on uh, South America, and then America has Georgia with Atlanta in it as theirs, and the Eastern Empire has that Georgia that's by Russia, China, India, uh, and like Africa to a certain extent at the same time. So boom, So let's peep. There's always been something on the backside of the moon of the sun that makes a crescent. So so what you see if how something transparent makes a shadow is because it's there, which is how the reflection of the hologram is created through the moon. That's tetragrammation. They do that with CGI. It's the same way the sun reflects. That's how they even created that CGI, trying to make a replica of the sun rays and how it actually beams. Because uh, when you're um, when you're morphing into something else, you're playing with lights and angles, right? So them lights and angles is how they even made CGI. Like you can hologram yourself just by realizing you with the angles and the lights and shit like that, becoming one with it, right? So boom, from that it made a reflection, and that reflection is of Nern, right? So boom, because the sun is at a higher carbon rate, so that's heat. So Nern will be at a low carbon rate, which is a dead planet, and froze. So that's making a reflection. So boom. So the real connection is CERN that's draining people's souls. Is connected to the portal CERN and the weather technology and shit like that. So boom, because their weather technology brings magnetism, which keeps you at a low frequency low frequency state when it comes to them doing it. So the reason the bright sun and the black sun look different, like the moon shapes, but it's the same sun, right? You just saw how it has plasma, right? The same way with a different lens. The lens is also a replica of your eyes. It's a technology way of what your eyes can really do when it's in this right frequency. So boom, when you lock, when you look at the sun at your two eyes, you see the moon, but with a different lens, like the camera, that is a replication of your view, right? And so see it as a bright sun in the night with plasma around it, depending on the energy on the backside of the sun, which is the crescent. Now it makes sense that magnetism and one thing, protons and electrons, which also gives neutrons, all together making antimatter, because it's a trinity of energy, just like your cells hold the same for the carbonated beings, non-ether beings, for the carbonated non-ether beings. So boom, when the protons and electrons work, it makes day and night because positive frequencies is light and negative charge will seem low, but for nature and darkness it repairs you of your plant cells. It repairs your plant cells from the UV light that you went through. But together with you mentally, physically, and pathologically, it is to raise your frequency growth by the consumption, which is the three states of matter, against the fourth state can decrease your frequency like it already has in your fallen state, keeping you down. That's why it's imperative to eat an electric diet, which is eating from the ground, like Jeremiah said in the Bible. It raises your frequency physically. If you raise your frequency physically, which keeps your brain positive just by consuming what you need against what you don't. Mentally raise your frequency in your cells, and if you remain at a higher frequency, you remain with more cells, meaning better immune system and metabolism because they work hand in hand. Because of the physical, which combines with the plasma for the stabilizing the growth of your cells, so none of them die when you sleep. Because they say your cells die every time you go to sleep, but that's only because of the consumption of the shit that you take in at the three states of matter: solids, liquids, and gas. That's is that's that's your consumption that you're taking in: solids, liquids, and gas mixed in with the plasma. So that's not the right frequency you need when it comes to keeping cells. You have to consume the right gas, the right liquids, and the right solids for your structure, because that deals with your state of matter. So if you do it physically, mentally, like eat right and work out, like cleanse all your chakras and work out, keeping all your chakras clean, the pinpoints, right? Because those are all brains that need that blood flow to keep working properly for your molecular body to even work with your cells with a charge. So then you do it mentally. You're mentally rising your frequency is also bringing your cellular reproduction up, because the cellular reproduction and the way you think, when you're thinking at a higher you, that reproduce cells and actually helps it from not dying. When you're in fear or anything with anxiety, because anxiety brings fear, madness, and there's really anxiety. So anxiety brings fear, madness, sadness, aggravation, all that shit, right? And what is that bad for your health, right? It's only bad for your health because you get health problems from losing cells in the mucus. The mucus helps the cells not reproduce because of your sodium channels. That's why you have to keep your sodium channels open. That's part of the physical frequency, right? Keeping your sodium channels open. So while you're mentally doing it and you're getting grounded with the plasma, right? Which is also the fourth state of matter, right? You're getting grounded. Now your state of matter is beginning to rise without dying, right? And this UV that's hitting you is going to help you. But at the same time, if you're going against it, it can destroy you, even if you're carbonated. If you're eating a diet that's not yours, that's a sin against your own self and your body, right? Because you're a frequency inside of the flesh, right? So boom, that's just my little, that's my out, that's that's my outlook on it. Um, feel free to like, subscribe, and share. I don't really have a big platform, so whoever views, it doesn't cost you much. It don't won't have anyone look at you different. Just share it. So somebody else can view it. Yeah, help me out. Cause I'm not asking for no money. Cause it really ain't about the money. It's about the message, and it ain't about me. It's about us and our ancestors. So let's do what's right, what's righteous. Fuck these niggas. We're gonna keep dropping knowledge. Let's get it.